Curl, which can also be pronounced CURL, stands for Client for URLs, or alternately, Client URL Request Library, or Curl URL Request Library, if you like the whole recursive thing. Curl is a very powerful tool that lets you do pretty much anything you want with a URL. If you wanted, you could make a basic web browser by just putting a graphical front end on top of Curl. A bunch of software and corporations use Curl and the library backing it, libcurl, such as Adobe, OS X, Cisco, Facebook, Google Earth, Google Desktop, IBM's World Community, VMware, Yahoo, Zimbra, Git, OpenOffice, the list goes on. In this video, you'll see a lot of similarities between curl and wget. The only feature that wget has that curl doesn't is recursive downloads, which means following links and automatically downloading them. Curl also has a lot of features that wget doesn't have that make it really useful for web programming. The most basic use of curl is just to say curl followed by whatever website you want to get. If you want to specify which protocol you're using, such as HTTP or FTP, or really anything else since curl supports a wide variety of protocols, you just have to do it the same way you would do it in your web browser. So http://google.com. Also, if you want to specify a particular port, you can do that too. And you do it the same way that you would do in a web browser. So HTTP is port 80, so you would do :80, and then that would do a HTTP request to google.com using the HTTP protocol. You'll notice that the web page that Google gives back to us is a HTTP 301 moved page, which is saying that the web page moved to www.google.com. If we want to actually get the page, we would have to curl for www.google.com, which is something that's a little bit of a complicated page. If we didn't want to get the 301 page and we just wanted to get the regular page without having to type in the www, we could pass in the -L flag, which stands for location. And if you don't want to remember -L, you can also type in --location. And what that does is, if the page has moved to a new location, then curl will redirect you. So if we do curl --location google.com, then it will do the same thing as if we had typed in curl www.google.com. One difference that you may have noticed between curl and wget is that curl outputs to standard out instead of outputting to a file. If you want to make this work the same way as wget, you can use the -O flag. So curl -O google.com will get whatever page google.com is and output it to the file that has the same name as this. You'll notice that there was an error here that says the remote file name has no length. This is because google.com only specifies the server, not the file. Whenever you have something that is more like a folder, or that's like the server as a whole, the file that probably points to is index.html in that same folder. So you'll see if we go /index.html, then that'll transfer correctly. And you can see there's an index.html in my current directory, and if I cat it out, then it'll be the same thing that we got earlier. You can also use the -o flag to specify the file name. So curl -o google, google.com. You can see that there's now a file called Google, and it has exactly the same thing as it had before. Since curl is backed by libcurl, you can access everything that you can use in curl in a C library. A really easy way, if you're using an up-to-date version of curl, to figure out exactly how to use this C library is to use the --libcurl flag. In order to do that, I would just say curl --libcurl something.c, that whatever we want to output, and then whatever command we would want to do. So if we just want to do a regular curl for google.com, then we would just say google.com. However, this feature is introduced in version 7.16, and you can see here we do not have that option, because if we say curl --version, we are only 7.15 on this computer. However, if you're using your own computer, you can have the most up-to-date version of curl, and then you will be able to use the --libcurl flag.